morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Vibing with TJ Talk Show or podcast. I'm talking about talk show. Oh man, happy Friday. I hope everybody has had a great week so far as we head into the weekend and having a great start to their Friday morning. And it actually is Friday for once. I usually don't record on Fridays, but it's actually Friday for once. So we're going to kick it off. So I have a good friend here. I've known, oh God, I'm not going to say how long we've known each other because it's been a long time now. We're going to be revealing our ages then. A long time. My friend Ocean here. We're talking about, Lord, I'm about to say the title wrong again. I always say it wrong, but single stigmas and stipulations. I got it right. Every time I tell her about it, I be like, I done messed up the title again. But we're going to be talking about that, her experience with that, and just like with all the other ones, we're going to go right into it. I want to have her introduce herself, tell a little bit about herself, and we're going to jump right into the questions and go from there. So I give you the flow.
Okay, cool. This right here, I got to give kudos to you, TJ, because this whole platform that you bringing out here is fresh, it's exciting, it's got a lot of breakthroughs, especially between me and you, which we probably got to loop that right back around, because this is.
Yeah.
Cause this y'all have y'all stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned. We're gonna loop this back around what I mean about breakthroughs for both of us. But yeah, I go
Yes.
by Ocean, and so I am a business owner. I do a lot of spiritual energy work. I'm a mom, cool daughter, cool friend, all that good stuff. And so I come from a really huge family. My mom is from a family of like 21 siblings. My dad is from a family of 9 siblings. Yeah, I
Jesus.
still haven't met everybody. So growing up, learning about relationships had a lot of variety all the way together. And so
Mm-hmm.
having to learn about family, then having to learn about yourself, it is still it's a journey. It really is a journey. And I'm
Yeah.
taking this time in my life, thank God, to really just zoom in on me and do what makes me feel so happy, at peace,
Yes.
love, expressions of all of that. And so,
Mm-hmm.
one of the things that I have been working on is on my own YouTube channel doing some energy work. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But
Yeah, yeah. We'll get into that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm so honored to have you ask me to be on your show to talk about some things that we just always be talking about anytime of the day.
Yeah, we we do. We talking a lot. I probably talk to you almost every day.
Oh, yeah, right,
I
right.
think. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And in the
Wow.
conversations that we have, we really be expanding ourselves, we be healing ourselves, we just be keeping ourselves focused. And those are the kind of friendships that I like to have. I love having this friendship with you. And
Mm.
let's go, because I mean, the kind of stuff that we dealing with right now, we need a lot of positivity flowing in, maintaining, thriving, growing.
Oh
So
yes,
yeah.
yes, definitely. I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Yes. So I guess we gonna hop right into it because you already
Okay.
started. I don't even have to say nothing free. Oh, I'm about to. I'm sorry. Oh
No,
shit.
you good.
Yeah. My bad. My
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. You just know we talk every day. So us talking is just like this is like our probably like normal conversation between us. We talk
Hmm.
every day,
Hmm.
multiple times a day
Yeah.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes. So okay, we're gonna get right into it. So like I said, the topic is single stigmas and stipulations, and we've been both of us have been on our single journey for a while. I don't know who's been on it longer. I don't know. I guess we don't really compare numbers when it comes to that. At this point, it don't
Yeah.
even matter, But
Yeah.
I guess how long have you been single now?
You know
officially
what?
single, you know.
I have been asking that same question for the past 2 days. Cause I
What?
because I haven't wrapped that and processed that because it's either been since 2015 or either 2017. I know. And the reason I say that is I remember the relationship that I had in 2015. It was strong. It was like we were supposed to really like meet. We were,
Mm-hmm.
it's interesting because I had a dream about something very specific. And a friend of mine at the time, I was telling him about the dream. And so he was like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what? You need to come to this event that I'm having or that I'm being a part of.
Mm-hmm.
So I go to the event and it's like a lot of like new people out there getting their music and performances and stuff like that out there, a lot of spoken word. So I get out there
Mm-hmm.
and I meet this guy and me and him hit it off like that. It was as if we picked up from lifetimes ago just in
Mm-hmm.
conversation. I mean,
Yeah.
if he, and it got to such a strong momentum until like he would be someplace and they would be like, well, where's so and so talking about me? Or if I'm someplace,
Mm-hmm.
they'd be like, where's so and so talking about him? Because the
Mm-hmm.
instinctness was just, it was epic. It was epic.
Wow.
And we had a really, really strong relationship. It became romantic and intimate, and he was very loyal to me. He defended me, and those are some
Mm-hmm.
things that I had never experienced being in a relationship, and I just love that. I've never had
Wow.
a man defend me when other people were saying certain stuff. I mean, he stopped it right then and there, and so I felt protected. I felt loved. So that relationship was really, really strong. And then
Mm-hmm.
we realized that we weren't supposed to be in a romantic relationship, which that might be a whole other story, but we realized that we were really just supposed to be there for each other, like really, really good friends. And we were supposed to help
Mm-hmm.
evolve each other. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so we were in this lifetime evolving and healing with each other because he would stretch my my beingness and I would stretch his beingness. He would heal me in some areas. I would heal him in his other areas. We would heal each other in trust, and he would help heal me with my confidence. So it was very um, harmonious with that. And
Mm-hmm.
then,
Wow.
so we maintained that friendship for a couple of years. And then in 2017, I met somebody with that same intensity, but it was short lived, really short lived to the point where like I'm still confused about it. I'm not sure if we were in a relationship, but the moment that we were together, it was intense. It
How
anyway.
short lived was that? How short lived? When you say maybe we can
Ooh,
justify it from that.
right, yeah, because it was I think like maybe 6 months. So to me, that's short lived. I know some people get
Mm-hmm.
married in shorter times, 3 days, one day, but to me,
Yeah.
that's short lived.
Yeah, that's short lived to me too, because I mean, I just don't move at a fast pace when it comes to relationships. So that's short lived to me too. So
Hmm.
okay.
Hmm.
So
So, so,
so
so
we'll
I'll say officially 2015 because 2017 is a question mark
well, you know
on that.
yourself better than me. So if you saying it's a question mark, then we going with a question mark. We're gonna go with 2015. Because you know your situation better
Yeah.
than me or anybody else. If you don't know, we don't know. Yeah. All right. 2015. So, oh my God.
Yeah.
So we've been about the same.
Ain't that wild?
It's about the same. I think mine was, yeah, official around that time too. So I just been
Yeah,
dating, casually dating. Yeah, that's crazy.
it is.
But Yeah.
it goes to how we define what a relationship is. Because
Mm-hmm.
for me, a relationship is commitment. It is being there. It is being present.
Mm.
It is
Mm-hmm.
you. I'm bringing my 100%. You bringing your 100%. You showing up. I'm
Agreed.
showing up. And it's being in each other's, like, I'm really seeing you, you really seeing me. So
Mm.
that is a relationship for me. And if I don't have that, I can't put anything else in that particular category. I mean, I can't define it outside of that. That's an actual relationship.
I
Because some
got you.
people,
I got.
some people have
Yeah.
a
Well, I
different
mean,
definition. Yeah. What
well,
about you?
well, since you put it like that, I guess then I've never been in a relationship. Then, since you put from that your
Oh.
definition of what you just said, I've never been. I guess the closest I've had was with this most recent one.
Mm-hmm.
That we talk about. That's the closest one I've had, but and that one didn't pop off exactly right. That was almost the same experience you had with the one in 2017. It was intense. We connected really well. It was like we've known each other forever, and then
Mm-hmm.
it just stopped. But we'll talk about that another day because I feel like we could probably go for hours on that. That's really that one right there because that one's been a journey, just learning all type of stuff there. But you know,
Mm-hmm.
we I just listening to your story, I realized we haven't been in relationships for different reasons. Well, I would say for different reasons. I wasn't in a relationship because I was in a quote unquote abusive relationship, and that's why I
Mm-hmm.
stayed out of relationship for so long. Because I just I shut down for a long time. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
for like, excuse my French, but fuck relationships. That's how I was for a
Mm-hmm.
long time. Um, but it sounds like you had a much better experience, and you just that relationship in 2015 was a very healing experience for you, and maybe it opened you up. And
Mm-hmm.
then it seemed like it kind of just tapered off after that. If you don't mind me saying that,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
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 So we was out of it for different reasons. Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, you good. There was a boundary that was overstepped, and that completely cut everything off. Just
Oh,
it shut down.
well.
And and
Mm-hmm.
you mentioned about boundaries. I mean, even in a
Mm-hmm.
relationship, there are certain boundaries you have within yourself that no one should cross over, regardless of how
Mm-hmm.
much that person loves you or you love them. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
remember to love yourself first. That's the
Oh
thing.
yeah.
Because
Yeah,
loving
I believe in
yourself
that
will set a
wholeheartedly.
tone. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree. Self love is the best love. Yes.
There you go.
I
and you
completely
know,
agree with that.
and I can agree with you about taking your time being in relationship with somebody, because I watched and witnessed and paid attention to my family dynamics, how relationships were in that arena. In high school, I paid attention to how relationships were in that arena. College, I paid attention to relationships, and I was like, if that's what a relationship looked like over there, I don't really want that. So I went through a really long period of not even wanting to be with anybody, not wanting to date, not wanting to get married, because what was
Mm-hmm.
shown to me was not a good example. And they were calling that a
Oh.
marriage. They were calling that a relationship. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
like the way that that was being expressed. So I said, I'm not dealing with that. And
I
it
agree. I agree.
and it wasn't until going into that self journey, just defining like what I want, and being so happy with myself that if anyone else could add more happiness to what I already have and I was already, content with, okay, cool. But anything outside of that, the way that it was being defined, me growing up, I didn't like that. I did not like
Yeah.
how that was being circulated out here.
Okay. You know, and we're gonna put a pin in that one because I want to come back and touch on that a
Mm-hmm.
little bit later. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but because that's really interesting that you say that because I feel like we kind of probably share the same thoughts on that from the examples that I've seen with relationships, and even
Mm-hmm.
now in the society we live in with social media, be like, this is the relationship out here. Like, I think I'm good, but I think I'm good for
No,
now.
heck no,
Hmm.
no,
Heck no,
no.
yeah. So, but you kind of already answered my question when I was going to ask, are you single now by choice? And, you know, uh, but you kind of already answered that. But I wanted to go into, I don't know if you run into this problem, going out there dating now since we kind of on the same length of time. People always ask, well, what's wrong with you? Why you been single so long? Do you get that a lot?
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. Y'all, please stop doing that. Please. Don't be like that. Single is not what y'all think it is, okay?
Your face, oh my God, your face.
Yeah, I mean, so in our family business, sometimes I have to be around a lot of people, especially at events. We have an art cultural business, and so we go to art cultural events, talk to people and stuff
Mm-hmm.
like that. Meet all kind of people. And some people they come in there as like family trips, and then you got some people that come in as a couple. And
Mm-hmm.
I will have some women look at me and be looking at me up and down like, you don't have no man, you ain't married, is everything okay?
Whoa.
Like,
Wait a minute, you getting this from women? I'm thinking you would get it from
yes,
men.
no, I get it
Okay, go
from
ahead.
women. Yeah, I get it from women who are with their husbands or their significant
Okay.
others. And
Wow.
so I'm like, no, I'm okay. Like I'm happy. Like I didn't, because at that time I wasn't thinking about a relationship. Like I'm just happy. And how
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy does not mean it's the exact same happiness that would look like for you. So, and then it started to kind of like just play in your mind when you keep hearing it over and over again. And I'm like, what is this? Because I'm literally
Mm-hmm.
not thinking about being single as an issue. But the people who are in relationships act like being single is an issue. And I'm like, well, how would you
Mm.
know that being single is an issue if you're in a relationship? Shouldn't you be single in order to know if it's an issue or not?
Yo, your face, boy. Okay. Yes. I don't get it either. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh so
And
oh wow.
yeah, so and of course I had a baby, and that's a whole other story. Yeah. That's a whole other story because it's a
We
mixed
we
bag of stuff.
we ain't gonna talk about your son with the legs of
No,
God over
no.
there. Her son can move. I said he gonna be a track star. I said, "Woo! How do you keep up with him?" Oh boy. Oh.
So, you have now you got people, because they see that I'm single and that I have a child, that I'm automatically put into a certain category, and they're
Mm.
addressing me and they're talking to me as if they know me, which you don't. And I say that with respect. You don't know my
Uh-huh.
story. So you so for me, I've got doctors who they're being kind of like careful with their words. But I had one doctor tell me, excuse me, and I'm just gonna say I'm in my 30s, but I had one doctor tell me, "Oh, you just out here having fun."
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's so disrespectful.
that's disrespectful, and because the way. my conception happened is not like what you think it is. So for what people be automatically putting me into a category and having a doctor tell me something like that, that was
Mm-hmm.
unprofessional. It was
Ooh.
disrespectful. And
Mm-hmm.
no woman should be in front of a doctor to be told something like that. So there's a
Wow.
whole other layer of assumptions that go with being a single parent. And so I'm having to heal that aspect of myself. So it's one thing to be single with no kids, and it's a whole other arena to be single with a child or with children. And
Mm.
so society, and I'm just going to send this intention out here that we practice some more kindness to people because you don't know their story. You don't know
Yeah.
what they've been through. You don't know why they're single. You don't know how conception happened. You don't know. And that
Mm-hmm.
kind of kindness shown to someone can make a world of a difference, and they can pass that on to those experiences with their children and their children's children. Because I will remember who was kind. And I did. I
Mm-hmm.
had one doctor. She was kind to me. She said, "Are you married?" I said, "No." She said, "Are you single?" I said, "Yes." And she looked at
Mm-hmm.
me and she said, "You are going to be a great mother. And I
Oh,
just
that's
want you to
nice.
be so proud of yourself." And I cried. I cried in the car, and I kept saying how grateful I was that she showed me that level of kindness. So, yeah,
Mm.
it's
It don't take much.
it don't take much. It does not take
Mm-hmm.
much. Single life, y'all can win being single. You can
Oh my
win.
God. I mean, I went. I be trying to put it in words to people, but the singleness has been the biggest blessing of my life. I ain't even gonna lie to you, because I've gotten
Mhm,
so clear and gotten so much clarity about myself. Really
mhm.
come to love myself. Really come to enjoy my own company. Like, how many people can say that I enjoy my own company? You know what I
Thank
mean?
you.
Like,
Thank you.
a lot of people
Thank
can't
you.
say that. Like, and I don't need validation from nobody else. I'm okay and I'm secure to go out on my own with somebody else. Like, I've known people that can't do it, and like it
Mhm,
still baffles me to this day. Like, you got to be, my sister said it best, and when I talked to her, you got to have a good balance of the two. It's okay to be social, but you got to have
mhm.
be able to be alone too. You got to have those moments
Right.
where you're okay to be alone, and be okay with your own thoughts. Like, if you can't do that, that's a big, to me, that's a problem, you know?
Right.
So yeah, like, singleness has been a blessing. It reminds me of, I think TD Jake said it one time. I gotta find that clip where he said, he was talking about being single and how, like, when you're single, God can really open doors for you, because that's when you can get your most clear,
Right.
so and it's nothing against nobody that's married or anything that's been in a relationship for a long time, because honestly,
Mhm,
I do want to be married one day and be in a relationship, but
mhm.
I'm enjoying being single. And I hate it, and I guess we're on different ends of the spectrum. Like, I don't have any kids and I'm not married, so I
Mhm,
get different looks and things thrown
mhm.
at me, like something must really be wrong with her. Like,
Yeah,
she must
yeah.
be crazy. Yeah, like, well, damn, why I got to be all this because I ain't got no kids
Yeah.
and I'm not
Yeah.
married. And then you getting on another end of the spectrum where you're unmarried with a child, but
Mhm.
so it's just crazy what you have to deal with, because you're single. And when I at one point I thought being single was a good thing, so it's
Yeah.
like, when did that switch? You know what I mean? Like, when did
Right.
that whole dynamic switch up and it become a
Mm,
bad thing?
right. And
Yeah.
that's a great question because I was going to ask you, like, do you feel like social media prevents people from being in tune with themselves to a point? Like, some of these apps, it gives people a way to stay connected. I can easily move on to somebody else. I can go over here, go over here, go over here. And it's like you're going all out there, But when are you coming back in? When do you come back home? You gotta go.
Mm.
You gotta come home sometime. And
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
one of the things for me that I do, and I don't mind doing it, is that I'm not on social media like that all day, every day. And so I'm curious to know, like, people who are in relationships or people who are in between relationships, whatever that means, you know, are how much time do you spend being online? Like, what lifestyle is that? I mean, maybe that's an assumption that I have, that people who jump
Mm.
from relationship to relationship, how are you jumping into relationship to relationship so fast? I I don't I don't know
Well, I
what does that
guess
mean?
from a recent experience I've had, and we've talked about this with a friend. I think it is social media and the apps because you have access to a lot of people at your fingertips that's out there. I don't want to say that other people are doing the same thing they're doing, but
Mm,
it's a possibility, So you probably getting a mixture of people like out there jumping from relationship to relationship, and people out there that's really looking for something serious. So
mm,
you got more opportunity now. Um, in my view, I tell my mom, I say I think dating is, even though I'm a little bit old fashioned, I'd rather meet somebody in person. It is a little bit
mm,
easier to communicate online with somebody because you can let your guard down just a little bit more. Like a lot of people do
mm,
fake it, but you can let your guard down a little bit more than being in
mm,
person. So it makes it easier to find someone new. You know, and that's just my opinion. I could be wrong too, but it does seem
mm,
like it happens. People do jump from relationship to relationship, and I do think it has a lot to do with what the world we live in with social media and all these dating apps. I mean, there's so many of them out there,
mm,
so many
mm,
of them out there. So I, we kind of the same with that. Like, I think I'm on social media a little bit more than you, but I'm not big on social media either. I say it all the time on my podcast. I'm not big on social media. I'm not, because I like I guess I just always been somebody, I like my privacy. In
yeah,
social media, I didn't know how to, for a long time, find a compromise where I still have my privacy and be able to
yeah,
share. Like, I had to find
mm,
that even ground because people be putting everything out there. And I said, I can't do that. You can't know my every
yeah,
move. If I'm showing you a move I made, that's a move I made probably about 2 months ago. If I'm showing you something, you for real talk.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
like
yeah,
and I'm not trying to get off subject, but like I be
yeah,
getting on my sister them all the time. Like when we would go on vacation, they posting their videos out of vacation. I'm like, why y'all doing that? And I post my vacation periods like 2-3 weeks later. They post, and I said, I don't want people to know where I've been. You don't
yeah.
know. So when I'm posting those videos, say I'm down in Bahamas or Hawaii or wherever I'm at, no, I'm somewhere else because I'm not in Hawaii.
There you go. Thank you. Thank you.
So
Thank you.
I ain't I ain't there no more. But yeah, that's on another subject
Yeah.
there.
But you know what? It highlights you keeping your sacred space,
Hmm.
without having to co inhabit everybody being on this experience with you live like that. And so
Hmm.
being in a space and knowing how sacred you are, that is a lifestyle that I live being single. Now, do I want to be in a relationship and get married? Yes, my it's I'm waiting.
It,
So
it's coming. It's coming.
yeah, we need to put it into existence. Yes, it's here. It's here. I just gotta
It's
walk
here.
out. But yeah, so the lifestyle of me being single is maintaining my sacred space. And I set in the intention of attracting people who are positive, people who don't mind loving themselves so that way they can see how to love others. I love people who don't mind being forward thinking and people who can expand my mind, people who can have an in-depth conversation, enlightened conversation to have fun with. I don't mind that.
Hmm.
And I can be happy single, which I am, but I don't mind being in a relationship too, because I'm already happy with who I am right now. And
Yes.
some people, I get that that's a work in progress, and more power
Mm-hmm.
to you. But, based on what you and I be talking about all the time, this is what happiness looks like for us. I mean, it's genuine happiness being single, not so much being single as in being lonely, but being just so in tune with yourself that if
Mm-hmm.
anything that comes into your life mirrors what you feel on the inside, it just expands you anyway. It gives
Mm-hmm.
you more of that which you already are. Why
Mm-hmm.
would you risk not being happy? Why would you risk being hurt going into the next relationship? Maybe that's another segment for somebody to come in who are relationship jumpers. Hint, hint. But,
I'm not. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there. I don't know
but
if they want to be on the show. They might be like, "You trying to expose me? You coming for me? I'm clutching my pearls. You coming for me? Asking
but
simple questions."
but we live in a world where we're circulated with some of these people. And that's how some of these assumptions come on to people like us who are single, because they go to relationship. They don't want to be single.
Yeah. And that would you saying all that, one thing that stuck out to me that I get all the time, and I don't know if you get it, when you said lonely, people
Hmm.
always assume that I'm lonely and depressed, and I'm like, no. It's probably the opposite. It's probably the opposite. Like, I have moments where I am, like I do want to be with somebody, and that's where I find that balance. Where, okay, I'll go be social, but that don't mean I have to
Hmm.
be in a relationship. So do you get that too, where people be like, like looking at you? When do you get lonely, or the sex question come up? Like, don't you get sorry, horny? And I'm like, oh my god, really? Like, what in the world?
Oh, I don't get that. I don't get the loneliness
Hmm.
portion of it, but I've heard that from some people when they speak about it on themselves. Because
Hmm.
I've heard some single people say that they are lonely.
Hmm.
That's a unique conversation. And then there's this desperation that comes out, and I'm not really with that. I mean, I get it, but I'm not really with that. So I don't have the assumption brought on to me that I'm lonely, but I have heard some single people say that they are lonely.
Hmm.
And they say it in such a way where it's kind of like they're a bit confused as to why I don't feel lonely being
I can
single.
understand that. Yeah, I can understand now that you say it like
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, yeah, I like, because I've had someone, even though they're addressing that me, now that you say, I'm like, okay, yeah, they're saying it in a way like, what, they're confused as to why, like,
Mm-hmm.
I feel lonely. Why you don't feel lonely? What are you doing that I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing? In a sense.
Right.
And I don't. Interesting. Did you say that? Now it's gonna make me kind of, my wheels are turning a little bit, like, huh. Because I could have answered the question differently if I had caught on to that at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay. Hmm. Well.
And yeah, it's
Um,
and it depends, like, especially my mood. Most of the time I'm in a good mood. But man, you be laughing all
I
the
don't
time.
think I've, like, in all the years that I've known, I don't think I've ever seen you in a bad mood. Like, real talk, I've seen you irritated, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe a little, like when you call me or text me, like I done cut somebody else, and I'm like, but you still be laughing. You done cut somebody out. You still be laughing and smiling and stuff. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess it wasn't too bad of a cuss out. you know, so I don't think I've ever seen you down.
Oh man. it's so much in life to be grateful for. There's this book
Mm-hmm.
called The Magic or Magic, and it was written by the same person, Rhonda Bryan, I think, and it was written by the same person who wrote The Secret.
That's a
And
great book.
yeah, yeah. So if y'all haven't read that book, definitely read that. And I think Netflix has it as a movie. It might be on YouTube too. But there's a book called The Magic, and I think for 30 days you get to focus on all the things that you're grateful for in life. And I
Mm-hmm.
went through that book, and it really helped me to be super focused on all the things that I was grateful for. And I found joy in that, and I wanted more of that. So that's where my focus became. And so my laughter still is there, regardless of what anything else is happening all around in the world or around me. And because of that level of joy, I didn't having someone as my partner, it wasn't I didn't feel the absence of that, if that makes sense, because
Mm-hmm.
I was so focused
Yeah,
on
that
what
makes
I
sense.
have and being joyful in that, and how things started to flow and come more for me, that I could just enjoy all of this experience regardless if somebody was right beside me or not.
Oh man.
So when people are starting to say, say certain things like, I'm lonely, I've heard some people say they're lonely and they're in a relationship.
Ooh, I hear that a lot. I hear that a lot, and that's one that really confused me because I'm like, well,
Hmm.
in my mind, I'm like, why are you in a relationship? But I'm like, I don't ask that out loud. I just be thinking like, why are you in a relationship then? Like, what's going on over there? Something right. What is going on?
The
But I
math
mind my
don't add
business.
up.
I mind my business because it ain't my business. Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Woo, woo, woo. Like, I don't know what to tell you. I hope
And
that work out for you.
so do we consider that as being single?
What, in a relationship and you still lonely? Or
Yeah. Yeah.
that's a great question. I don't know if we the ones that can answer that question. Since we've been out of the game so long at this point. Just because I'm sitting here like, no, I'm instantly am inside is saying no, that ain't no relationship to me. But I know what my standards are. I'm
Right.
not gonna be in a relationship and be lonely. It's not gonna happen. That ain't a relationship to me. But everybody else is different. So I don't know if I don't know. Maybe we gotta maybe I gotta get somebody on the show that says that and
Yeah.
dive into that, like why do you feel lonely?
Mhm.
Ask some hard questions because I don't know. What do you think
Yeah.
about that?
That would be interesting to hear that perspective, because unless I'm assuming that, I mean, maybe our definitions of being single is different from somebody else too. I mean, I my definition of single is that I'm not in a relationship with someone. So, and
Well,
that's a
hold up,
short,
because when you say relationship can be anything. That's a friendship, or
well,
relationship
romantic,
could be
yeah,
relationship. Okay,
romantic committed relationship with somebody. Yeah, that's what I mean by that.
okay.
Thank you. So,
Mm-hmm.
if oh God, see, now you got my mind swirling on that one.
See, yeah, you got we live in 2023. You got to
Yeah,
clarify when you say
yeah,
relationship, you mean like we're not fuck buddies.
yeah.
We're not what they call it sneaking links, cuz that's a relation. It's a type of relationship. We're
Oh
in
God.
I when I say relationship, I say I'm in a like you said committed monogamous
Yeah, yeah.
relationship.
Thank you.
And we ain't got other people on the side. We ain't in no poly nothing. So
Yeah,
that's what that
yeah.
is. Mm-hmm.
And to be emotionally there, present. So
Oh yes, of course, yes.
if someone isn't emotionally present, I guess I would feel like I'm the only one if I was in a quote unquote committed relationship or romantic relationship and the emotional connection is not there. Like I just feel like I'm by myself. That's a unusual set of circumstances with that one.
It is unsteady. It's kind
Mm.
of sad too to get to that point. You're in a committed relationship and you feel lonely, and it makes me
Mhm.
wonder. Like, have you felt lonely the entire time? Was you feeling lonely when you was, if you was ever single? Was you feeling lonely then, and then it
Right.
just carried over into the relationship, or was it, did it happen from the relationship? Like something just, somebody tuned out or turned out. You know what I mean? Like something
Mhm.
something didn't continue that started out.
Mhm.
I don't know if I'm even saying it right, but
No, you
I
saying
think
it perfectly. You saying it
yeah.
perfectly
So
because one of the things that you and I will listen to from time to time is Abraham Hicks. So if y'all
I love
don't know
Abraham.
who Abraham Hicks is, definitely check them out. But yeah, Abraham Hicks, one of the things that was mentioned was you take yourself with you wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're feeling lonely, that feeling of loneliness can go with you everywhere you go, whether it means going into the next relationship, whether it means coming out of a relationship. That feeling of loneliness stays with you. So if you don't want to feel like that, you pivot, you change that perspective about yourself. You go inside, you heal what you need to heal. You start making some improvements, whatever those are. And that definition is going to be different for every single person. What I needed to
Mm-hmm.
heal from ain't going to be the same journey of healing that you had to go through or anybody else who's listening. So,
Mm-hmm.
arriving into this point where you are filled with love, joy, it just like you don't mind being by yourself. Like it's an adventure, it's exciting. Let me see what else I can do, let me see what else I can go over here and do, let me see what else I can write, watch. Oh man, that was funny, and I'm gonna laugh at this right here all by myself. I'm good. So, I get to take that and bring that into a relationship as an act. Gonna be fun.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I think it makes for a much, in my opinion, this is only my opinion. Everybody don't have to agree with it. A much stable
Mhm.
relationship. Me and my recent, friend. One thing that we did agree on, we was like, um, we don't want to be in no codependent relationship, and I think that's because we were both experienced, codependent relationships where we were always the one that was the most. And I've said this before, most
Mhm.
quote unquote healed in a relationship. So
Right.
the our partner was always, for lack of better word, a burden on us. I don't know
Yeah,
what else
yeah.
to say. It takes a toll on you. So we like, we don't want to be
Mhm.
in a more codependent relationship. We still want to be in a relationship where we would still had our own individuality. And I was talking about this the other day with my niece. Like, I cannot be in no clingy ass relationship. Like, you got to go out and do things, be able to do things on your own. Go out to the movie by yourself. Go out to eat by yourself. Hell, if you want to, go on a vacation by yourself if you really need to. And I'm okay with that, because sometimes I might need that myself, and I won't feel no type of way about that. I need you to
Right.
keep your own individuality. We can be together as a couple, but you still need to keep your own individuality. Like, I've seen a lot of couples come in and that's their own preference. If they're like that, they do everything together. They eat together, they sleep together, they shower together, they some even work together. And I'm like, God damn, when do you guys miss each other? Like, I can't do it. You got to go. So that's one thing that me and my friend was talking about. We got to keep our own individuality. We don't want no codependent
Mhm.
relationship. And I think that comes with a level of, and this is just my own personal opinion, when you do go through that singleness and you can find your own individuality and you can be able to go off and be okay without needing your partner there. And this is just my opinion. So you
Right.
don't have to agree with that. Like, hopefully you understand what I'm going with this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because, and I think there was a certain era in time where that kind of relationship may have made sense. But we're in a time right now where it would be beneficial for you to have some level of independence, because there are some things that you're going to have to do on your own. And I have been around some people, or I've heard some people. Actually, one of my recent friends, she said that she's having to learn how to do everything on her own now that she is out of a relationship where she did not need to do certain things because it was being taken care of already. And so now she's having to go, and it's kind of like a boot camp for her to learn how to do certain things on her own. So there is a balance to that. I mean, you don't want that
Mm-hmm.
person to be completely crippled, that in the event that that person is gone for a week or so, or whatever the case may be, or the relationship is severed, that that person does not know how to live, that person does not
Mm-hmm.
know how to activate some of those survival modes into thriving modes. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that I don't even want a relationship where it strips me of that either. You know, I
Oh
want
no.
that has to be like, you come to the table, I come to the table, and we both eating. Not you doing all. Now I do like if you do cook, but you should not be the only one who cook and I forget how to cook. It shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
like that at all. So
Yeah.
there is a unique balance to that independence and co-independence. Is that how it's a word, co-independence?
Well, we gonna make it a
We
word
gonna make
today.
it a word? Independent.
Cause I don't know if it's gonna be one today.
Yeah, yeah,
Co-independence.
yeah,
Looking in the
yeah.
dictionary.
Yeah, because the world around us has its own evolution, and you as a person have some evolving anyway to do. And so there may be
Mm-hmm.
things that you are naturally good at in moving forward with certain times and moving forward in a relationship, and that other person who you're with may naturally be good at certain things, and it becomes a collective of love, a collective of support, a collective of guidance. And so that is
Mm-hmm.
appropriate, but no one should be stripping each other of their beingness to be together. It should not be like
I
that.
agree. I agree. I definitely
Hmm.
agree. Man,
Yeah.
that's this is we diving deep in it, boy. Look at
Yeah, we go.
diving deep in. I tell you, we can go on. We can go on.
Yeah,
We go.
yeah,
This is good. This is good. So I
yeah,
mean, so I guess we're gonna kind of put a pin in it for right now for this week,
yeah.
and we're gonna touch a little bit more on it next week with more of the healing aspect of coming out of being single, or being single. We're saying coming
Mhm.
out of being single. I'm saying that because I know that I'm ready for my next phase of being married. I can even feel the ring on my finger, girl. I can feel the ring on my finger
Blossom
because I
and
know
just
it.
yeah, the
Yeah,
reflection. Yeah, let the sun hit it.
it's
Yeah.
coming. It's in it. Because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. We don't have a lot of talks about that. Like
Dun, dun,
my intuition is just like is
dun,
close.
dun, 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 dun.
We might be getting married the same year.
Well, I know, right?
It's a
Yeah,
possibility.
yeah.
Yes.
You got your.
So
We both got our clothes picked out already.
you did mine. You picked mine out. You remember you had
And
called
you,
me up and was
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I did. I did. I
yeah.
saw it. I saw it coming. I saw it coming. Yeah.
You did. And I'm like, yeah, I like that.
Hey,
I'm gonna use it.
yeah,
Anyway, we gonna put a
yeah.
pin in it. We gonna have Ocean back next week again, and we're gonna be touching on what she's learned, her lessons that she's learned, being single, healing, and maybe touch a little bit on mine. So we're gonna go from there. So If you're, this is your first time listening, I hope that you guys got some value out of Miss Ocean, one of my oldest friends at this point. I hope you enjoyed her personality, her energy, and she's gonna be back to give y'all some more. So
Yes.
have a blessed Friday and a great weekend, and we will see you guys like next week on Vibing with TJ.